you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Yeah. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Yeah. Well, I should probably
Come on in, it's that time.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why.
I guess you're happy.
Clap along if you feel like a rain is out the roof. Because I'm
Come on in, it's that time. It's VCV CEO Update.
If you know what happiness is to you, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's
Powering off.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Tony Williams from Veterans Counseling Veterans. It's our weekly update. We got a little bit of a gap there because we had to celebrate Happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving out there. We're gonna have a great show. Got to put my little promo. We got to put the Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Got some food. Hope the nonprofits out there could have served to some veterans and out there who needed the turkey or whatever. But I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. So we're gonna have a really great. This is a little different. Usually I do a VCV update and we're out of here. But this is gonna be a little different. We want to introduce somebody I think is important. He's gonna be here in MacDill, which I asked him when he started the program, Veterans Grow America. I asked him why you not in Tampa, where I'm at. So I think he's going to be in Tampa. We'll get to that further. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go. I guess, of course, I'll bring him up. First, we're going to go what VCV has been doing for the last 2 weeks. So before we do that, we all know about the intro. So welcome here and our Veterans Council Veterans Update. We're going to go over a couple things that we've gone through the last 2 weeks. We missed veterans, the veterans, all the things to do for Veterans Day. And for Veterans Council Veterans, we were all over the place between me and my up there in Orlando as well. Let me give you the kind of things we've been doing for the last couple of weeks here. So first, I want to talk about. We had a sneak preview. I want to talk about what we did for the St. Pete. So Veterans Council Veterans, from those you don't know, we expanded out to St. Pete. We provide services and interaction with the people out in St. Pete. So we attended the St. Pete's Veteran Memorial. And what you see on there on that little slide, you got the obligatory honor guard looking all good, all gray out there. Then you see next to me, you have the incoming mayor, Ken Welch of St. Pete. And we met, I had to grab him and say, hey, don't forget about the veterans. So we're going to have a follow-up with that. I'm going to make sure Ken takes care of the veterans as we move forward. And then to the right of that, you're going to see with me some of what I call the power players in St. Pete. We got Mims, who is Zephyr Mims. He's actually the county service officer for St. Pete. So we're going to be talking a lot as we move forward. And then to the right of him is Renee Flowers. And Renee Flowers is the county commissioner. She is the power player in St. Pete. And we've already had our conversation. So we're going to make sure that the veterans and their families and some other things get taken care of in St. Pete. So that's what I was doing in the morning time. That was 8 o'clock. Thank God it's 8 o'clock, because then in the afternoon we had Hillsborough had their veterans tribute, and as you see there, you got me sitting up there looking pretty cute. I got awarded the Veterans Council for Hillsborough awarded me a Freedom Award, so I got that. You see right up there. Frank Strom's in the middle, so we got a chance to attend that. Before then, I had to fly to take care of my dad for his Thanksgiving. So I was actually able to sit there and attend these 2 events, fly down to Delaware and spend time with my dad, who is a veteran, a career veteran. Reason why I am a veteran in the military. I retired because of my dad. So we spent time together for the Veterans Day as well. Also, we had what's called the Eyes of the Freedom. Eyes of the Freedoms was out there, and that was a great event that I went to as well. Who you see in that picture there? You got the Major General Paul Rocks. He's the Marching commander, and we talked. I told him how I believe is important. We don't mention as much as people see, but families are just as important when you want to take care of the veteran and the military as well. And so we talk, and we're going to get something going. You'll find about that later on about what things Veterans Council Veterans doing to make sure the veterans, not the military and the veterans families, are taken care of as well. Because oftentimes most of our services are totally geared to the veteran, and very little is geared to the family, which they need that as well. So we'll see. We're going to follow up next year, and I'll try to get an office call with General Rock as well, so we can also push that event as well. Whew. So that's what Counseling Veterans are doing, and I got them right. We're going to introduce them real quick. One of our guests, because we're doing something different. Me and Donnell, we talked about, how does Counseling Veterans and what he do, how does that relate? And he has a great comeback, and we're going to talk about that comeback and one just as we come in here. So first, I want to introduce Sergeant Major, retired, Donnell Jones. How you doing, Sergeant Major?
I'm doing well. It took me a minute to find my my unmute button, but I'm doing outstanding. Happy Thanksgiving and happy holidays to you and everybody that's out there.
Yeah, well, you're in the East Coast. What's the weather like in the East Coast?
Man, it's nice and chipper. It's kind of cool, but it's beautiful. This is great weather. You could dress really nice in this weather. You could dress it up or dress it down.
Mm-hmm. When you say chipper, we got to define that in some numbers. I want to hear some data. What do we talk about when we say chipper?
So this morning it was about 35, 40 degrees. So that's a little. It's not Florida weather.
No, it's not over. It is not Florida weather. 30 degrees is like another planet for us. Oh my gosh, 30 degrees, and that's chipper. Well, I'm gonna be down there. As you and I talked before, I'm gonna be down there in a couple of days. Spend some time with my dad. So I gotta make sure I dress up with a little coat, whatever, and some earmuffs, whatever.
Yeah, you better bring a coat. If you're coming from Florida, bring a coat and bring some gloves, bring some earmuffs, and I think you'll be okay.
Well, I love my dad. Now, the reason why we're here, and I'm going to show the people who are watching why we're here. Why are we talking to Donnell Jones in this case here? And this is the reason why, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we got the Veteran Business Expo coming up December 18th. The reason why this is so important to me is, like you said, families, right? When we leave the military, we leave a community and a family of individuals that support and help each other grow. And we're going to do it at MacDill Air Force Base. And so I'm pretty sure that we have some vendors and some people that were stationed there. And how cool would it be for them to sell their products and services at the AAFE's Veteran Business Expo? We're going to start calling it the Military Holiday Shopping Event because it's a couple days before Christmas. But people can come out and get something unique, and then also fellowship with fellow veterans and military spouses that are selling their goods and services. Man, it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I plan on being out there. I plan on volunteering a little bit, because I always look at it as a win-win, right? Just like Veterans Counseling Veterans. Everybody Veterans Counseling Veterans, a veteran or a spouse of veteran, taking care of each other. Same thing with this thing here. You're basically veterans taking care of veterans. You go out there, you're utilizing the vendor services and whatever they're selling at the same time, helping veteran out at the same time, we're giving back to each other. I think that's very important. Too many people out there, and this is the reason why I created Veterans Counseling Veterans. Too many people out there sit and say, thank you for your service, but ain't no money coming our way and nothing like that. So, right. It's just like, thank you very much. Here's a medal. But so what we're doing is real deal, right? This is, hey, you come out here, you buy some. I love that marketing thing. I don't know if you got that from Jimmy or not, but the holiday, I like that. The holiday event, I think that's a great title for this event going on here. So I'll be out there, hopefully, I'll be out there. I know Rosie, because I know Rosie, you talked to Rosie a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Her crew is going to be out there working up there and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. We're going to talk a little more about that. But first, I want to hear a little bit more about who Sergeant Major Donnell Jones is. So let's start out with this picture.
Man, this is my pride and joy right here. I would have never, ever made it to where I'm at today without my family. To the far left is my beautiful wife, Tonda Johns. Me and her met, in 1990. Dang, I can't remember what year it was. I don't want to get in trouble for this, so I'm going to say, it was late 90s. I think it was 98, 97. Yeah, we met in 97. And we've been trucking ever since. We've been married now for 23 years. We've been together for 24. And then that's my son in the middle, Donnell Jr. He's now a college graduate. He went to Hampton University and graduated bio pre-med. And now, he's a business owner. He's actually going to be vending at the event. My wife is the official photographer for Veterans Grow America. She takes pictures at the event. And that guy to the right, that ugly dude right there, that's me.
Yeah.
You see the rank on the sleeve. people call me Sergeant Major, but I like to be called CSM because to me it means customer service manager. You know, I always believed in taking care of my customer, which was, you know, my soldier. And now, you know, it's veterans and their families, especially veteran business owners. So, man, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. This picture was actually taken right outside my retirement ceremony. So I retired December 31st of 2016. And right there with my family, man, you know, it's, you know, that's my heart. I don't think I would have been able to last as long as I did and reach the heights that I did without my family.
I think that's important. Let me, first of all, everybody here watching everything, okay, come on, man, now. We know no sergeant major, no dang customer service, okay? That is not the first thing come to my mind when I see a sergeant major walking down the street. Oh, it's customer service guy. How you doing? You know that ain't real. People gonna think, you know, I know you know, everybody look at it and say, oh my God, here comes a sergeant major. Start running. Or, you know, check your boots out, whatever. So I get it. I get the spin, but boy, I don't think customer service is what I think when I'm in the military.
No, we got to make sure that, you know, our customers taken care of. Sometimes you gotta make sure that they're towing the line when it comes to the standard. You know, if the standard is not upheld, you know, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And so the customer service that I provide.
Well, I don't think anybody's buying this. Okay, all right. Maybe the Air Force, but I don't know if any Army people, Marines saying, yeah, you're right. But I want to, before we start talking about the business side, you know, I want to go back because I'm a military brat myself. And you know, I used to always, you know, the Army always said if the military wanted you to have a family, they would have issued you one, right?
Yeah,
and I was go ahead.
No, that was a statement back in the day. I mean, it was soldier first, you know, when I first came in, and then, you know, the military, you know, changed because they realized that without the family, there is no military.
Yeah, and what people don't realize, because everything's so, you know, is catered to the veterans, over almost 75% of the military that gets out has a family in one way or the other. But I don't see the resources. Now, that's what I like about your event. You're actually, you know, reaching out to the family as well. So you're not just a veteran or the military, but you got the spouses that are there as well, because they're also part of the system. And we'll talk about that. We got some pictures. We can kind of go over that in that piece. But I wanted to make sure that people who are watching this understand that the family is an integral part of the system. You don't hear it as much because the VAs only focus on the veterans, but the families are just as important for anything we do. I just want to make sure I push that out. Give us one of the give me one of the nightmares. I wish I had your wife on, because I want to hear the nightmare she had when you were doing your thing. But what's one of the give me a funny, you have a funny story about you, your wife, and I know your son's a model too, right? Is he a model? Oh, you're on mute. Oh, yeah, you're on mute.
Yeah, my son does some modeling. Yeah, he's in fact, you know, our co-founder, you know, Donnell Jones, put him up in front. We were at New York Fashion Week about a month ago, and he walked the runway at New York Fashion Week, and he killed it, man. I don't know if you saw that video of my son walking.
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, he just walking.
You know, and it was amazing. But I don't really have any horror stories or anything like that of the military.
Any happy stories? I didn't really want a horror story. Any happy? Because I tell you, I put you on the spot because I got some story. You know, the moving to me is imprinted on my brain as a kid growing up. Moving.
No, it was, so I was blessed throughout my career. I did my first 10 years I did active duty. Here's a funny story though. So when I first joined the military, I joined as a human resource specialist. At the time, it was a 71 Lima. And I went through basic training in AIT, and all throughout basic training in AIT, they kept on telling me I was going to war. And I kept on telling them, I'm an administrative specialist. What am I going to do? Throw a typewriter at them? I'm not going to war. You know, I had no idea. It just didn't click, you know. It didn't click to me that I could go to war. And so I remember standing in formation in AIT, and the commander standing up there, and he said, you're going one or two places. And so the first place was postal school. And he said, you're going to postal school and you're going directly from there to Desert Storm. Or you're going to Grave Registration School, and then from Grave Registration School to Desert Storm. And I'm like, he must not be talking to me. He must be talking to everybody else. But it was my whole entire class, which was all, 71 Limas. And he went down every name, and he got to my name, and he was just like, Grave Registration School to Desert Storm. I'm like, get out of here. Like, this can't be real, you know? And so I went to Grave Registration School and to Desert Storm. My first assignment when I served in the military was Desert Storm, straight out of AIT. Never got an opportunity to go directly to a unit. And I served in Desert Storm for almost 9 months. It was definitely an eye-opening experience. Nothing that I've ever expected, you know, in my time in the military. But that was just eye-opening to me, that a human resource professional, a 71 Lima, you know, can be in a combat in the theater of combat. So that blew my mind.
Wow, that's, and I don't want to, like I said, this thing, we can go off forever, the old school stories, but I just want to hear that. Because we got him. I mean, you know, being a sergeant major and all, you know, you say you spent 10 years active duty and all that kind of stuff. But we want to definitely have time to get to some of your what's going on 18th. But I know you brought, you know, I want to bring you got one of your partners on here, so I want to bring one of your partners on here so we can start talking about some of these slides that are coming up about what's going on. So here we go. We got Renetta Jones, and when I talked to you the other day, you're like, man, she's been there from the start. So I'll let you, Donnell, introduce Renetta, and then we can start talking about what's been going on. So it's on you now, Sergeant Major.
No, so I just want to introduce Renetta Jones. Renetta's been with us since day one. At our first event, she actually was an attendee at our first event. And after that first event, she was just like, hey, I want to be down. How could I be a part of this community? And how can we help this community grow? And Renetta by trade is an event planner. And what do? Events. I did a lot of events while I served, but you know, running events on this side, I do it well, but I don't do it as well as Renetta. And she came on the team, and I was just like, you know what? I need a partner in crime. And as a partner in crime, you know, she just helped us take this organization to the next level, and I'm blessed and happy to have her.
Okay, Renetta, that's a great introduction, man. So go ahead, Renetta, just introduce yourself. I know that Donnell said something, but let us know who you are besides his right-hand person.
Hi, Tony. It's great to meet you. Donnell has become family. This organization was a way for me to find comfort again after COVID. I had a lot of transition coming out of the military. Of course, I was Air Force. Unlike you guys on this call, I have to represent the blue well. My background was in healthcare, but during global event and operations and management. So I had the great opportunity of reconnecting at MIC with the veteran community, and it just took off from there. We created a family that supports one another, and I couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Now, you mentioned the MIC, right? That's the Military Influencer Conference?
Yes.
That we all know. We've all come one form or the other kind of been part of that thing with Cortez and all those other yahoos. So what I'm going to do is you, Renette, and Donnell, we're going to look at some pictures. I want you guys to just chime in. What does that mean? You know, from the pictures, you know, especially since you've been there since day one. We're gonna go through the pictures and you tell me what's this. So here's our first one. I call these the OGs. So let's talk about what we're looking at right here.
Yes, starting. Go ahead, Donnell.
No, so start. You got the names on here a little bit
messed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the far left, that's actually Kenji, and
man, that's an embarrassment. That guy, whoever did that, he's fired. That's me. Okay. I'm out of here, then. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I wish I could take that off. Go ahead. So we got different people here. Let's act like I didn't make that mistake.
Yeah. So no, but we definitely want to recognize Kenji. I mean, so Kenji has been a photographer, you know, for us as well, and taking some amazing photo. One thing, you know, is having an event. The other part about it is being able to tell that story, right? And you know, Kenji has helped us tell that story. My main man, Chris McPhee here. I can't say enough about him. at our first event, he videotaped it and interviewed and helped us interview everybody at our first event and almost every event thereafter.
Yeah.
And so he's allowed us an opportunity to be able to tell our story in so many different ways.
Just to cover up the mistake.
But you gotta go.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, you got to go back because we have to
go and watch. Look at my embarrassment. Oh my God. Okay.
Well, we have to give recognition to Natasha Hines with Keep Your Headgear. She is a phenomenal entrepreneur. We can't say enough about her. She is the epitome of why we do Veterans Grow in America. Yes. Her story is just phenomenal. It started from her having her own hair care issues while being in the military. And from there, her passion grew into a business.
Which one is
taken off?
Which one is so we can go from this one so I can stop looking at the error. So
I don't. Oh, she's actually, her back is turned to us. She's sitting right here. Well, I can see her with the black and her hair is curly towards the back of us on this picture.
I'm trying to point at the screen with my finger, but yeah.
Yeah.
Natasha Hines, I was telling Donnell about a friend of my name. His name is Doug Smalls. His wife is somebody good friends with her. He's up there in Maryland. So yep, we got Natasha Hines, a great. You said the hair. Who else? And let's talk about who else. Monifa.
Yeah. So in this picture, this is a great picture because this was after our first event. We did our first event at a veteran coffee house in Manassas, Virginia. Shout out to Ken from Girani Coffee House. Without him, I don't think we've been able to do this. I told him about what we wanted to do, and he was like, "Yeah, have it here." To my, I guess if you're looking at it to my right, that's Jay. And in fact, I met Jay at MIC. I met Jay and Chris at MIC, and I also met Natasha at MIC, and we talked about this. And without Jay bringing us all together, I don't know if this would have been possible as well, because Jay is like the ultimate connector. He's like, hey, we need this person. We need that person. We need this person. And so Jay is from Act Now Education. For those of you that want resources that can help you grow, go to Act Now Education on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram. He has a bunch of free resources for veterans. You don't have to be an entrepreneur or what have you, but it's just free resources. That's what his organization does.
Oh, you said the word free. I like that word.
Yeah, it's 100% free. Okay. He has a team of individuals that goes out and finds free resources for you. And that's the beauty of, like, everybody that's sitting here has their own business, and we are all working together for a common goal, which is, just coming together as community, because we're all selling a product or a service or something like that. But how can we, really come together as a community to reach the masses and support each other? And that's what it's been about since day one. It's been about community. It's been about collaboration. It's been about connecting with customers. It's been about all of that.
So which one, Renetta, are you in this picture?
I am actually sitting right beside Monifa. My hair is in the big bun with the headband on. But Monifa, on this story, on this picture, this tells a really good story. Monifa actually was there supporting the event. And now Monifa is one of our top vendors. So it was, as when she first came, she was just like in her idea phase of her business. And now she is actually living out the vision.
The only thing I gotta say, I said a downside for the Monifa is the team. Okay, I saw that she's on, beyond whatever the Washington, whatever they call themselves. My wife and I, we are Dallas fans, so that part I can't, whatever. But I'm glad that she's doing great things. She's with a sucky team, but that's okay. But so yeah, we're all right. So we got Monifa there. We got Chris, and we got Jai, and then we got you. Anybody else that we missed before we go to the next slide?
We got Mike Whitlow there from the Vet Builder. Yeah, we got Kelly Smith from Beyond Lettuce, and her son was there. The guy that's standing up, that's her son that supported the event. We also have Kurt Balish from Balish Woodworking.
Yep. Yeah, I know. We got Kirk in Fayetteville. Yep.
Yeah, and Chris McPhee.
Tammy is in there also.
Yeah, and then we have
Tammy Lambert.
Tammy Lambert.
Yeah, we've been talking to Tammy, right? Tammy Lambert, right? We've been talking to her a little bit. Yep, Tammy Lambert.
Me and Tammy went to high school together.
You guys see. Well, I understand. Which Mick did you guys meet? Was it the one here in Orlando? Where was this Mick at?
No, we met at the Mick in DC. Same place we met.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say because I ain't meet any people. Everybody was like, "Who is this man?" But you guys all clicked. But I didn't do much. I did a real quick jump, went and left. So I didn't spend a long time in DC because it's too expensive. I'm telling you right now. My now probably broke as heck if I spend 2 days in DC. So any rate, hopefully next time. I know I saw Cortez is gonna be some other company where, but you guys they need to subsidize some of that housing. They're gonna be in DC, but that's another story. This ain't this show. So what you're saying is important because again, we you and I talked about it with Donnell about the relationships, right? It's the relationships. It's not always transactional. $20 for that shirt. It's a relationship in which you had the opportunity to build and grow. And we're going to talk about how you benefit in a relationship on a couple of slides down as well. We talk. So now we're going to look at some of the vendors. Who can talk to this?
No, you want to talk to it or you want me to talk to it?
Oh yeah, I'll gladly talk about it. Let's start with Priya. Priya is a veteran-owned clothing business that Donnell and his wife and I support 100% at every event financially. We are their number one. We are their number one shoppers.
Okay, all right. Cool.
We also have Miss Nikki's, who is out of the Fort Bragg area, who has amazing seasonings. Any type of a seasoning you're looking for, they make it, and they're just phenomenal. On top, we have Donita Graham, who has Labels Make Me Stronger. That is a beautiful children's novel that she wrote, and it's just creatively done. And she actually sold out at our event, and she was a first-time vendor. And then, of course, we have Triple Nickel, which I'm sure you're familiar with. That is Ruben Ayala, and they are a phenomenal T-shirt vendor. And we have Mark with Street Shares as well in that picture.
Now, let's go back because Donnell, you were talking about in that Mickey's that you got a story in there, right? You got somebody in there that you knew back in the day. So let's talk about that for a second.
So down in so Kathleen Mickey. The girl that's standing to our left, if you're looking at the screen, I was stationed with her. I call her Green. She was a specialist at the time. She was an E4, and me and her were in the same unit back in the early 90s. And we met up at that event. I didn't even know she was going to be there supporting Miss Mickey's seasoning, but it was just like a family reunion. I mean, it was so many different people that came there that I hadn't seen in years just from being stationed different places. It's so cool. I mean, at that same event, Renetta ran into a friend of hers at the event as well. Remember that, Renetta?
Oh, it was crazy. Actually, twice nights. I'm an identical twin. She's a Navy veteran. And she ran into one of our vendors that's here from the DC area. Turns out they were stationed together in Okinawa back in the 90s. And then I actually had gone on vacation with some girlfriends that were also in the Air Force. And we actually didn't know each other. We actually spent a week on vacation and we just happened to reconnect at our Fort Bragg event as well. So it's stories like these that are just always happening.
I really thought I was gonna make the one in Bragg because I got a house in Bragg. I really thought, but man, I got overcome by events over here because I said, "Oh wow, them guys are my backyard." So I miss a lot in Fort Bragg. I was stationed a couple of years, so I missed that piece. God, but at least I'll see. Who's coming to the event? Are you gonna be there, Renetta?
Oh, absolutely. I'll be house hunting in Tampa by then.
Okay.
I'm already looking to move to Tampa. I love it down there.
Yeah, it's great. They got a good football team, unlike the WFT, whatever their names are now. Unlike those guys, we got a Super Bowl team over here.
I do too. I have a Super Bowl team as well, so
And one thing I like about that picture with the labels make me stronger is the daughter. And I again, the family's so involved. I tell people all the time, from the counseling side of the house, that creating a business can make or break your family. I mean, it really can. People, everybody's selling, get a business, but you really, the family's got to have buy-in, because there's some sacrifice in the beginning that, your wife or your husband was saying, what the heck? We're not eating because of what? So families got to have to have buy-in in that when you decide to create that business, or want to make sure, and there's going to be some psychological things that's going to manifest itself as you try to, navigate this. So that's very important when we invite our families and some of our things.
One of the things that I like to say is we're in business for ourselves, but we're not in business by ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what Veterans Growing America does, is we bring veteran and military spouse entrepreneurs together so they don't feel by themselves in business. And there's so many resources out there for the veteran community. I mean, you think about the IVMF and all the resources that they provide for veteran businesses. Think about Bunker Labs, the Rosie Network. There's so many different resources out there, and people don't even know about it. But if we come together as a community and find these resources, we share them with each other.
That's important too. That the networking and the thinking of other people, like for me, sponsors, just throwing it out there. So let's look at another one of these slides here. Okay, who can talk to this slide? We got a bunch of.
So this is every last one of the events that we've been, locations we've been to, with the exception of the first one. So we have, let's start in the bottom right. That is Fort Belvoir. That's the largest event that we did. We had over 30 plus vendors at that event. And you can see it was almost 50 people. It's not up anymore.
I lost it. Okay. Let me see if I can find it.
I call it our road show. I mean, from May, we've been on the road since. Yeah. That tells that story of us really taking a journey almost every other month since May. We've been on the road.
Who's in all those pictures? Who's in all those pictures?
In fact, both of us are in every.
Is Ronetta there? Who's that one?
Oh yeah, we're both in every last one of these pictures. We also have Alpha Gamma Xi represented. I'm in a military sorority. They come out and support our events. We have so many different organizations, family members. I know in a couple of these, my sisters in these photos as well. Of course, Donnell's wife and son. And when we talk about family, you just mentioned something I wanted to bring up, and supporting one another. My daughter is an entrepreneur now, and also in the Army because of Donnell. Having these connections actually really does root all the way into our families.
Wow. So was that you said you had a twin sister?
Yes, I have an identical twin. Yeah,
so that's an identical twin that you guys would kind of play games and
No.
Who is that?
I don't think we look that much alike anymore. But everyone else mistakes us, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when you're sisters, the differences. We don't. We just see
right.
Something. You're like, no, that ain't me. But okay, that sounds all cool. And I wanted to. I don't have it here, so I'm gonna bring it in here. And I want you guys to talk about this. I'm gonna bring it to you real quick for them. Let me see. I got this here. There it is. Nope, that's not it.
I did want to say a little bit something about the one that's in the top, the biggest picture there. We have Joe from South Carolina in that picture, and Joe along with the Rosie Network are the reason why we were able to do these events with the Army and Air Force Exchange. In addition to that, if anyone becomes a vendor with us at one of our locations, they can vend at any location, location throughout the United States. Oh yeah, I gotta keep quiet.
All right, that's me. I'm gonna put this mark here. There you go. Now you I don't have, because I asked Donnell, right? I said, Donnell, can you give me some pictures? Because I want to make sure this. And he said like a boatload of them. And made me work. I just got back from my cruise, and I had to kind of work a little bit. So that's why you don't see Joe, because he did mention the picture of Joe and a couple other people together that he was very instrumental. So I mean, the thing Donnell, I should have said give me a top 10, because he gave me like 100. So yes, you did mention Joe about him being instrumental in your first event in South Carolina. So, all right. So I want to make sure I bring it up now. And what we just saw there, I want to play this and we can talk about it. Okay. I'm going to play this here. We're going to talk about it. So talk to us about that video. What's all going on there?
Man, this is an amazing event. We're on a NASCAR. I mean, how big do you want us to get? I mean, this is just super validating the work that we're doing for veteran and military spouses. In my wildest dream, I would have never guessed that our logo would have been on the front of a NASCAR, and for the world to see it. Colin Garrett and his family are amazing. In fact, his brother served in the National Guard. His dad is a huge supporter. We also have in there Lisa Kipps Brown with us, who's instrumental in supporting our organization. I'm really speechless. Every time I see this on the front of a NASCAR, I would have never guessed that we would have made it this far. And then right below that, you see the Rosie Network, their logo right below ours in the second picture. I mean, in the first picture on the left-hand side. So you also see Renetta in that picture, and you also see my wife in that picture. But
yeah, I better see. And I asked I said, so who's Lady Huggins? I'm making sure I got it right. So that's his wife. And Ronetta's on all the way to the other side with the other lady. So that's an amazing, and depends if you believe in God. Now I believe in God, so hey. But that's an amazing story, and I now visualize seeing Veterans Counseling Veteran on one of those things. Now that I see it, I'm gonna have to sit there and do some kind of thing with the magic with that Veterans Counseling Veterans on that car there. That's an amazing thing. It's about relationships, right? Again, it's all about relationships and yes. Building a relationship. I think it's so important. Donna, you and I talk about this too many, and it's why I'm a for-profit. Nonprofit is a for-profit, which I'm going to have to change that pretty soon because we're going broke. But I have the spirit of giving, right? I mean, I'm one of them guys. I'm serious. Here, take it, right? But you ain't gonna last too long. Keep giving stuff away. But there is a transactional, right? But as we and I talk about it, Donnell, about the transaction piece, even from a nonprofit point of view. And that's the thing that you guys do as far as the transactional. I want to make sure there's more than transactional that we have this conversation. Now, Donnell, Renetta, I don't have any pictures of your family. We didn't know you're gonna be on until the last minute. But you have, so now we know you got a twin sister who don't look like you, according to you. Anybody else that we forgot?
Oh, yes. I have two amazing children. My daughter, of course, who is a cadet right now at Morgan State University, and my son, who is in grad school and a school teacher in New York. He's a 4th grade school teacher. And of course, I couldn't do it without the support of my partner. He is absolutely right there. He's our resident DJ at every event. Gary Lockhart is just been a great supporter for us as well. But you mentioned something about transactional. And I think that one of the things that people think the difference between nonprofit and for-profit is that, but it's really about having a social impact. We not only wanted an impact in our own community, but we also wanted to bridge that gap. Because most people don't understand that. And with Veterans Growing America, we're giving constantly, and we're always supporting one another. And that's one of the biggest things for us, is to be able to uplift every one of our veterans, every one of our military spouses, is so that they know that they have a legacy that they're building and that we're able to help them continue that path.
And I can ask it because you guys are big time into the transitional space and all that kind of stuff, right? And when we get out, You know, I did 24 years and I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got out. Right? I really had no idea. And it's you know, not everybody should be, you know, is made out to be a entrepreneur, right? Not everybody, you know, not everybody joins the military is a sergeant major, right? So this is a good thing, but again, everything has its pluses and minuses. So before we shut this down, give us a little bit of insight. Okay, I'm about ready to get out of the military. I got a family. I think I want to have my own business. Go. Should I do it or not?
You know, go ahead.
Go ahead, Renata.
Well, you know, my biggest statement to that is you have to know your calling. You have to understand that there's a vision that's greater than you, and you have to know what your path is supposed to be. And if you can't define that based off what really is your why, because it can't be money, because if it was only money, then you wouldn't succeed. So the first thing is understanding your calling. And then the next is recognizing what community is going to support you the most and how you connect in that community. I mentioned this earlier. I was in a very well established career. And then I realized that that was not the community for me. My health reminded me that wasn't the community for me. And when I took time and realized what my calling was, and I transitioned to the veteran community and realized that giving and being of service was what my calling was, that's when I realized that that was the right path. So that's the first thing you have to recognize and understand is your why before you decide if you want to be an entrepreneur, business leader, continue in the contract job you were doing when you were in the military. And understanding those things first is the first step.
And you, sorry, Major, what's anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, you almost have to have, I don't want to say almost, you have to have an undying passion for what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't have that undying passion for what you want to do, the moment that you hit issues, that business is going to go out the window. And you're going to try to find, you know, a job to be able to pay those bills. And in that undying passion, you're going to have to work harder than you've ever worked in your life to start your business. You know, there's a lot of resources that are available to you to start a business. And there's a ton of them that we can connect people with. But, you know, what Renetta said is absolute facts. I mean, you got to understand your why. And then you also have to realize what problem are you solving? You know,
Absolutely.
If you don't understand the problem that you're solving, nobody else will. And if you don't have a vision, in fact, that was the name of my first company when I left the military. It was a vision. If you don't have a vision that's going to drive you there, and if you don't know what it looks like, nobody else will, you know? And in addition to that, there are so many different resources out there to help you, you know, become successful in business, but it's not an overnight success. I have a friend, in fact, my old commander started her business as soon as she retired, but she started it 10 years before she got out the military. And so she's an overnight success in 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There is no overnight success in this thing. However, you can make it a lot faster if you have the right people around you and you have the right resources. That's why we created Veterans Grow America, because we want, you know, our veteran community to support each other. That's how we were taught while we were in the military. That person to your right is a person that usually outranks you, and they're trying to help you get where they are. And that person to your left usually is a little bit lower ranking than you. You're supposed to help them get to where you are. That's what we were taught in the military. But when we leave the military, it's a dog-eat-dog world. And so we created an environment through Veterans Growing America to basically make that happen, where we can bring, you know, veteran and military spouse entrepreneurs together to support each other in their growth, you know? And so that's what we're about as a community as a whole. And, you know, starting a business is easy. Keeping a business and maintaining that business and growing that business, that's hard.
Yeah, it is. And you had said something that I've noticed before is that we're a lot different in the military than we are outside the military. You know,
Yes.
people like to conflate one for the other. They're not the same. You can just look at the pictures and say, wait a minute, that picture looks kind of different when you're a veteran. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it is a dog-eat-dog world when you get out and people get back to their old habits, communities, whatever. And it's tough out there. And so I applaud you about what you're trying to do. And about the passion. You know, I'm of course I'm a Christian and stuff, so I always call them God assignments, right? And sometimes when I talk about God assignments, me and God in a relationship now, where he got to give me burning bushes now. Ain't none of this fig leaf stuff or some kind of no. You got to talk to me like a burning bush before I do it now, because it's a lot of commitment. I want to give you guys, before we go, I want you to give I know we're going to talk again about why you're here. I mean, why main reason why you're on here, and we talked this time, and for this event right here that's coming up. Go ahead, talk to it, guys, ladies.
So we have a Veteran Business Expo. We call it Military Holiday Shopping. The name is going to change starting on the 1st to Military Holiday Shopping, because it's a military holiday shopping event. But if you want to become a vendor at this event, go to veteransgrowingamerica.com, look under our events, or you can just type in Veteran Business Expo and it'll take you directly to the link, or you can type in that bit.ly link that's on the screen right now. But come out. We have space for 30 veteran and military spouse entrepreneurs. If you want to be a part of this event, as you can see, it says vendors with a product, artists, and entertainers. And so if you're an artist or an entertainer, reach out to us. If you want to sing at the event, we have a place. We have a stage. You're going to have to bring your own equipment because we don't have that type of stuff. But
right.
Man, we just want to make sure that this is an amazing day of fellowship, family, fun, food, and a great time.
Okay, so before we go, I almost forgot about this here, so I wanted to bring this up here.
Oh man. That's Mr. Badiakwa right there. And the guy standing next to him is Senator Mark Warner. He used to be the governor of, of Virginia. He came out to our event and he went by every vendor and shook their hands, thanked them for their service, and bought their product and service, their products. He spent about $300-400 that day, really showing his gratitude. Right, Renetta?
Yeah, he was absolutely amazing and really took the time to hear each of their stories and know the meaning behind their business as well.
Yes.
And I can't leave without this here, this little posse.
Oh, man. So we got... Here's the beauty of this picture right here. These are all veteran entrepreneurs. We got the Military Fresh Network. They're going to be at the event. They're going to be selling their fresh flasks. We got Combat Corps Fitness there. And then we also have Triple Nickel. And then myself, I don't know why we're not smiling in that picture. But we just came. I think we were trying to look cool. We just too old to look cool.
Yeah. Because like Ruben, like he ready to fall asleep. And we got Jimmy out there. He's out there. He's in my area now. He's in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, Jimmy's out in Tampa, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's bringing the Military Fresh Network. I want to also give a big shout out to Action Zone. Action Zone has been helping us promote this event. Rosie and Valerie from Action Zone. I just want to give them a big shout out. I also want to give out Faven, April Caldwell. She has been helping us, big time. And so I want to thank them for everything that they're doing to support. And we also want to thank Mr. Tony, Counseling Veterans, for having us on the show today. This means a lot. We call and talk to each other often. And I really appreciate your counsel. You don't know this, but you call me in times where I need talking to.
Well, you need to be calling me when I need counseling.
Hey, man, I'm gonna try.
When your wife's saying, "Why are you doing stuff for free?" I said, "Donnell, time to call, Donnell." But just kidding.
Whenever that happens, I get a phone call from Renetta saying, "Excuse me, you can't give away everything."
That's great. Thank you for the shout out. I know all those guys. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to see you guys when you're out here. I'm gonna check out my dad. I'm going to be flying out Wednesday. Check out my dad for about a week. Hopefully, I'll get back in time to see your event with like that. So I really appreciate you guys being here. I'm glad you picked MacDill with whatever the reason. Right now, the reason why you're doing it is because of why?
Hey, we're just trying to help out the families, and we're just trying to, help out so many different people, and then we're gonna have a good time. Let's not get it twisted.
It's always a party.
Have an amazing time. Like, we're going to have music. I'm going to have Renetta doing the electric slide for everybody. I'm going to watch.
Oh my gosh.
I will. And I'll probably be walking as Miss District of Columbia as well for World Universal Pageant.
Okay.
So, yes. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, so this has been a fun year.
Hmm?
I said this has definitely been a fun year to celebrate. So we will be ending our Christmas season with the Military Shopping Expo and having just a great time this year in Tampa.
Great. So I say we're great to have you guys here, to see you when you come by. And so this is Veterans Counts Veteran. I want to give Sergeant Major Donnell Jones and his right-hand person, Renetta Jones, a thank you very much for being on the show. Hopefully you have some kind of success on the 18th of December. Until then, I have to get the last word. So see you guys later on the 18th. So there you go, guys and ladies. I know we kind of went over time. Usually don't talk this long. No one's like 15 minutes, but I thought it was very important that you knew this was going to happen. I think, and I like what Donnell was talking about, being a family. It's very important, a family thing. I don't know if they bring the family with them when they come to Tampa and have a good time, but that's very important that the family is in part of this. I hope to get a chance to see these guys, take some pictures, and I'll just throw a little plug, like sponsors. So, that's one of our lifeblood. I don't try to get that, but before we go, for some of you guys out there who don't know, I was on a cruise for Thanksgiving. Help me unwind and stuff like that to get back. And I wanted you to get one of my favorite events I love going to. I wanted to give you a bit of that before we sign off. My wife right there just saw that. That's me. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm. So I just wanted to show you that. That was my, that's something I always go to when I go to a cruise. I love seeing us all come together. Whoa, so guys, that's it. We had spent almost a whole hour on this, and as always, before I shut down, outro.